Yeah, that's a point actually. I've cheated because I've always felt that woman didn't love me.
Hi guys, today's video, the discussion will be around the subject of infidelity or cheating. Have you ever cheated before? I would say if this question was posed to me, I would say there probably hasn't been a time where I haven't cheated. What do I mean by this? It depends how you, I suppose, how you define cheating. I remember living in China and seeing those women in the summertime with those hot pants, young women, and yeah, walking around smiling at me, because they smile at Westerners and they want to be friendly. I tell you, I would come back home absolutely knackered and exhausted because I'd have sex with all of those women in my head. Or that might be an exaggeration, but obviously I didn't think up images of me and a particular woman, but your energy goes out, doesn't it? You might talk to a lady and you might flirt, or she might flirt with you, and your heartbeat like quickens, blood pressure quickens, or whatever. You have these interactions with so many women, and you do think about sex, of course. Sometimes it's just like unconscious, you do get aroused as well. I remember there was one girl. She was sitting with her friends, and it was summertime. And I just said hello to these friends. Just sat down, and well, not friends, but people I just met. Underneath the table, I had my shorts on. Underneath the table, she was rubbing her leg on my leg. Bloody hell! And I don't know whether she was doing it on purpose or by mistake, or maybe she thought that leg was her friend's leg. I don't know. But anyway, I used to arrive back home at my apartment like tired, because basically you'd have it off in your mind. You kind of like have sex with all those women, and you can have a wife or a girlfriend, and so that's what I mean by cheating. You can have a girlfriend and you walk out and see so many girls, and you appreciate their beauty by smiling back, but also, I don't know. Is that cheating? It's not physically cheating, but it's at which point is it cheating? Like a lot of men do that corn, online. Is that cheating? No, I used to do that as well. If that's cheating, then I'm a big cheat as well, like most men. Yeah, when you feel depressed, you don't really think about things like that. So, in a sense, it's a bad thing, but it's a good thing because it's an indicator of your lack of depression. When I used to feel, or when I feel depressed, I don't feel like doing anything, even that. There's no pleasure in anything. Yeah, because your mind is so busy with that black cloud there. So, yeah, so I think maybe I've cheated mentally in my mind and emotionally, because even though I've been with girlfriends, I've looked at other women and I find them to be attractive, and I think if given the opportunity, flirted as well. Maybe because I never met a woman that I truly loved, that I really, really, really loved. I think if I met a woman that captured all my attention, all my heart, maybe I wouldn't I wouldn't feel like looking at another woman, or I would have everything that I need, I suppose. Yeah, strange, isn't it? But have I physically cheated? Let me see. Yes, I would say I physically did cheat as well. You know, before people say, "Oh, you see, you're a cheat. You're a bad man. You're no wonder your wife." Yeah. Well, okay. Context is everything. So, I got married to my wife, and I didn't want to get married. I was kind of pushed into getting married because if I didn't get married, then my child would have been aborted. And so it's kind of like emotional blackmail. I had no choice. I had to marry her in order to save the baby, the child. Because in China, she said, oh, it's not acceptable to have a one-parent family. So, you know, she would have to abort. It could be that she wasn't even pregnant. So when we got together again, you know, the intimacy started again, and she actually did get pregnant. So maybe I got trapped that way. Who knows? I don't really know. But just looking at the dogs, they're looking at all the toys, and I'm worried they're going to take the toys out. Come here, Sammy. Sit here. Stop sniffing her. Timmy, get back. Back. So, okay, so what happened was, yeah, I got married. I didn't really want to get married. And in fact, as we were driving in the taxi to get married in the registry office, I felt like vomiting. I felt so sick. And yeah, my wife, she kind of laughed and she said, "Oh, my brother-in-law had exactly the same feeling. Yeah, I wonder why. He was sent to the slaughter as well. You know, the lamb knows when it's been sent to the slaughterhouse." Yeah, so I didn't want to get married. Like a week before, or a few weeks before, I was with another girl. Because basically I split up with my ex-girlfriend at the time who became my wife. And we were having quarrels and everything, so, you know, I knew of this girl, and so we got together. And she was only 22, I was about 30. And I don't know if that would have lasted. But then she came back onto the scene and she said she's pregnant. And so I had to make a decision. Then she came up with, oh, you know, we have to get married. Everything happened so suddenly. I wasn't with her. I split up with her. Then she came back. She said she's pregnant. Then she said, because she's pregnant, we have to get married because it's not acceptable. And if I said no, the child would have been aborted, and I didn't want to have anything to do with that. So I was screwed. I tell you, if she did it on purpose, you know, God sees everything. There's something called karma. So anyway, I'm with a woman that I didn't want to be with, married, and I thought, okay, people get married, they fall out of love, and they try and live with each other, and because of the children. And I did have love for her, because you can develop love for another person. You know, you open your heart, you give them your heart, and you know, you start to like things about them. And I did love her, and things were going well. But I suppose underneath, she wasn't the person that I chose. I chose to break up with her because we're having so many arguments. I should have known from the start. But, you know, then I had to factor in this new information. Pregnant. I'm not sure if she was pregnant at the time, but she said she was pregnant. And so I got together with her and all the lovey-dovey and everything. And then she said, oh, but we have to get married. I said, why? Why do we have to get married? I don't want to get married. And then she said, well, because the child, you know, the rest is history, as they say. So anyway, fast forward a few years, and she used to go to London and leave me there in China. And sometimes I went back to see my dad, and she would go to China. So we would like crisscross, meet halfway in between. And then when my dad uh, became ill, he had arthritis before his dementia. He called me to go back home, so I went back home. Dad got pissed off with me and argued with me and basically told me to piss off. But that was his dementia talking. He got angry over some stupid thing. He didn't trust me. He thought I was stealing stuff off him, but I wasn't. And then later he found that whatever it was that he thought. Yeah, but he kicked me out, and basically I had to go to Wales and find a house with my family, with her and the kids. Made a contract to stay in a house for a year. I had to break that contract because 3 months later he said, "I need you here now," because his arthritis was getting worse. So I had to take all the family back to London and live in the house. It was a horrible period. But going back to um, cheating or being aroused by other women. So whilst I was in China on my own, I did see other women. I mean, I did see them, but I kind of saw them as well. There was one. Yeah, but I would have to meet. I met one lady, two ladies who both had some problem down there, so that's why they were like leftover women, like in their 30s, and that's why they made friends with me, because they had no man, and they were kind of within my age group. I was like 35 or whatever, 40, whatever. Nothing happened though, because they couldn't make love, because their thing, that area there, I don't know what it is, some kind of problem with maybe it, it doesn't grow to adult size or such. They were explaining to me, both had the same problem. They said, "Oh, it's too small." I said, "Really?" Like they never had a boyfriend before, they can't get married, and maybe they were embarrassed to tell the doctor or their family, and so they end up not being married, not being alone, which is sad. But I met two women who had that problem. I met another woman who was because I used to go to the university and play badminton, and she was about 18, I think, at the time, and yeah, she came back over to my apartment, and it was a bloody waste of time. She just talked about things that I wasn't interested in. Obviously, such an age gap, but she wanted to do it, and so I did get into the mood. And she's quite attractive, but then when she took everything off, everything was shaved off down there, and I said, "No, no, no, I can't. Sorry, I can't do it. I can't do that." I hate that. It's like you're a pedo, like nonce. It's just disgusting. It's just disgusting, like a lady not having any hair down there and shaving it off, because she thought that's what Western men like. Well, she's right. That's what young Western men might like. But when I saw that, I said, "No, no, it's not attractive at all. Not to me." I mean, when you see a lady naked, that's like naturally like a target area. If it's bald, no, it's horrible. And you see people advertising these, on TV they advertise these manscape, shave your balls. You've got a woman there with a tennis ball and saying this will shave everything. And she actually said the word balls, I think. I would shave any part of my down there for you. No way. I mean, that sounds so gay. Well, with respect to you gay guys, I don't mind. I bet you gay guys don't even do that. Well, they might. I've got no idea. But yeah, a man mustn't shave down there. That's absolutely nuts. And neither should a woman. I don't know where they get all this stuff from. I can understand the bodybuilder, shaving his chest and show his big muscles. Because, you know, you can show your muscles more. Put that oil on or whatever. Or a fitness model. But, you know, the normal bloke or no, normal woman. Anyway, so nothing really happened with this woman. Girl. Well, woman, yeah. So we just slept in the same bed, but I didn't touch her. Just gave her a hug, you know. I just felt disgusting, really. So the next day I took her back to the university with my moped. And then I saw less and less of her. I still kept in contact. Then she found a boyfriend, a young guy. Maybe he was 22. He was an Australian guy. And I thought, oh, okay, well, she's happy. You know, I'm happy for her. I didn't really meet women because at the end of the day, I was still married. So when you meet a woman, there'll come a point when the question is asked, oh, are you married or do you have a girlfriend? And I can't lie. I'll say, yeah, well, yeah, I've got a wife, but she's away. It's still bad though, you know. That woman has to take a risk. Imagine if a friend sees or the wife comes back, you know, a woman won't really take that risk. Some women like it. They like the fact that the man is taken and, you know, there must be something special about him if another woman wants him. If nobody wants that man, it's not really attractive. Yeah, so on the subject of cheating, I think I would never cheat with a woman if I had a woman that I really loved, and I didn't really cheat with my ex in London, because I did love her, but then what happened with after my first daughter, my eldest daughter, was born, then I started taking antidepressants because of her nagging, her mum's nagging, because they said I have to get married. Again, try to bloody trap you and try to marry you off. Or sorry, marry you so that they can reap the rewards in the future. Yeah, that was stressful, and I suppose men. It's more likely that a man will cheat because a man. Some women might say that's sexist. Well, it's called biology. It's not sexist. You know why? Why do the cats have to have their nut? How do you call it? They have to be neutered. So do the dogs because as their testosterone increases, they want to have sex. They want to mount, but also they tend to roam far away in order to get that female, and that's when they get knocked over by a car, and you end up with like cats with 3 legs and stuff. I don't know what what that was about, unless they get knocked over here in the face. But you know, I don't know if that happens with the female cats. But yeah, it happens with men. Men roam around. They have to spread their seed. Maybe not have to, but it's a natural tendency for men to do that. And the politics comes in and says, "You're sexist. You mustn't do that. You mustn't do that." You know, but biology says it says different. Your biological urges. I think I read once, or this is years ago, that I think men fall in love, but after a short time they fall out of love, and there could be an evolutionary or scientific reason, biological reason. It's because if they fall out of love quickly after 2 years or whatever, 4 years, then they can go and impregnate, you know, other females, and so they can spread their seed more, let's say, evenly, more widely, not evenly, and you know that guarantees the progression of the race, of the human race. If you think about it logically, if a man chose one female and can only be with that one female, what's that? With that one female, and was faithful to that female for the rest of his life, the human race would have probably died out. Because what happens if that female can't have kids, or she passes away? The man has to like look at other women and has to spread his seed. I don't know. Another controversial video, especially for ladies that don't like to hear this stuff. The ladies that are open, or even though they might not like to hear this stuff, at least they can see how a man thinks, and it can confirm their biases, or it can, make them, open their minds. I might be thinking this, and I might be saying this, but men are thinking this, and lots of men are doing this, and I think women know that they're not stupid. Yeah, but the problem is you'll never fall in love. Yeah, love is, I don't know what it is. I think love is it's just a technique by nature for you to mate, and then you fall out of love, and then you fall in love with another woman. It's a technique. It's something to make you spread your seed. That's all it is. Because why would you fall in love and then fall out of love? You have that honeymoon period, and you're shagging, constantly, and then it stops because your brain's not into it anymore. You're not in love anymore. It's something that nature created so that we can go out of our minds, shag, spread seed, have children, and then stop, and then go on to the next one. So I think cheating isn't really an unnatural thing. It's actually, if you take away the political, religious ideas, and if you look at it from a biological standpoint, an evolutionary standpoint, whether you believe in evolution or not, but let's say a biological standpoint, society might not think it's good, but it's natural. I think for a man, if you can have a woman, one woman every year or every few years, that's like paradise. You can have a new fit woman every year, and a beautiful woman. If you can always fall in love, if you can fall in love for a few months, a year, and then fall out of love and go on to the next one, I mean, you'll be constantly happy, won't you? It's a bit like eating food. You fast all night, and then you eat food, and you're happy, and then until the next spike. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I think you guys like my, my talks, because I just talk about anything. I try to make it make sense, but sometimes it just doesn't make sense. I don't know what I'm talking about, and if it offends people, I'm sorry. I'm not, but I am, because I want to be free and just say what I want to say within the confines of YouTube. I can't say anything really. I'd like to say a lot more, but I can't. And at the same time, I thought, you're a good person. You think you're a good person, right? You don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Imagine somebody watches one of your videos and starts crying and wants to hurt themselves or something. No, I wouldn't want that. No way. So you have to be careful what you say and how you say it. I think I'm a good person, but at the same time, you have that proclivity to cheat because you're a man. I don't know which man will say, I would never cheat. I don't know. I'm not in their minds. Maybe there are men like that. My man would never cheat or look at another woman. You want to bet? I don't know. I'd have to be so in love with that woman, and she'd have to give me everything for me to. She'd have to be my lover and my wife, of course, my mother, my friend. She'd have to be like everything to me. And that sounds like a lot of stress, but it isn't, because a woman that doesn't want to do that is, yeah, of course it's going to be stressful. You're asking for too much. But it has to be a woman that really wants to do those things. It's just part of her nature. That's what I mean. I wouldn't say, you have to do this, you have to do that. No, I would choose. If a woman said to me, like, oh, I'm going to treat you like a king. I'll cook for you. And she can cook well. give you a massage. It doesn't necessarily have to be sex. I could do all these positions and I can. No, you don't. You know, I don't know what men want. When you're younger, maybe you want that, but for me, I would just want someone that has a nice face, doesn't have to, without wearing so much makeup and still looks nice. Is youngish. I'm not saying bloody 10-year-old. I'm saying from like 25 to 35. That's young. 40 even. Because I'm quite young at heart. I'm a child really. I like speaking to women my age actually, because they're quite wise. They've had experience in life, and I've made some friends, and I think yeah, I've never made friends my age, especially women. But women in their 50s or even 60s or 70s have got experience in life, and I would love to talk to them. That would be really lovely. But when it comes to physical attraction, or I couldn't be with someone my age. I mean, it's not being bad. It's just that I'm so used to younger women. Living in China, I always spoke to younger women at universities, or you know, but even older. 25, 30 at the KFC, at the food mall, because those are the ones that are available. The ones in their 30s, like mid 30s, 40s, 50, they're all married. So those women weren't available for me in China. The only ones that were available to talk to as friends were like students 18 years of age, 20, 25, 28, and then they hit that wall, don't they? They have to be married. So those are the only women that I spoke to, became friends with. And the only like those two ladies in their 30s, they had problems, and they were like, they call them leftover women. Yeah, so going back to cheating, I don't really want to cheat. I know it's not socially acceptable, and I don't like it as well, because especially if that woman loves me.
Yeah, that's a point actually. I've cheated because I've always felt that woman didn't love me. Yeah, that's a point actually. I've cheated because I've always felt that woman didn't love me. I just realized that now, talking to you guys, or talking to this phone. Because my wife, I realized she didn't love me. We weren't together because we loved each other. So, if I met a woman and I know she loves me, I wouldn't cheat on her because I feel so bad. But if I know she doesn't love me, there's no love there, and I don't love her, she doesn't love me, then it's kind of okay. It's kind of okay because you're not breaking someone's heart. Yeah. So, okay. I came to that realization with you guys. Wow. The birth of that realization happened just here. Oh, wow. So I don't feel so bad about myself. If I think real cheating is like when you get married, you have a nice woman, she loves you, she does everything for you, and you're not satisfied, and then you go off with some bird, and yeah, that's not good. That's a bit bad. Especially if she loves you. If she does everything you want her to do, like, I've got stuff like, simple things like shorts that are torn. My wife doesn't sew them. Simple things like making food. She doesn't make food for me anymore. She makes it for the kids and herself. Or a simple thing, I've got arthritis in my neck. She doesn't give me a massage like she used to when we first met. No. I can understand she doesn't want to touch me, but even, when, like my laundry, she doesn't touch my laundry as if I'm a leper or something. And she doesn't put my laundry in with the kids. She does it separately. It's bloody weird. Fucking weird. Really weird. It's not really weird. I think she bailed out a long time ago And these separation, these little bits of separation, these um, these hints you see everywhere. In the fridge, there's her section and my section. We sleep in different rooms. She doesn't do things for me that a wife may do, that I would want my wife to do. I wouldn't push anyone, because I don't tell her, can you sew, I don't know, something's torn, can you sew it for me? No, it has to come from her. You know, she knows what my favorite meal might be. I'm not going to ask her to make it. Why should I? You know, it has to come from her. Because if I did, I'll be pushing someone, and I don't want to do that. So anyway, that's my video about cheating. Is it always bad to cheat, or are there some times when cheating is okay, when it's not really cheating? It's cheating, but it's not cheating. I mean, if the person doesn't love you and you don't love them, what are you with them for in the first place? I hear some of you people, say, well, sometimes you have to be with your wife for the kids. But to be honest, for 16 years, I haven't been with a bloody woman. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said bloody, but I haven't been with a woman, and I could have. Maybe I should have. If I knew it was going to end like this, I should have. Yeah, I saw my wife, was it the other day? She was on the phone, looking at her phone and smiling, like that. And I saw from inside the house in the window, I thought, she's smiling at some bloke, maybe, some message to her. So I went to the front door. She was outside the front door, and made myself, she can hear me, and opened the door. Her face changed. She moved the phone away and walked towards the car and gave me a frown. I'm thinking, yeah, to that person or to the phone, you were smiling. And then to me, give me a frown. So I said, oh, do you need help cleaning the inside of the car? She said, no, I don't need any help. So, I don't know. These messages, whatever they are, they're hitting me like arrows. And it's painful. But I suppose soon I'll be away from all this, and it instills fear in me, because I don't want to be with another woman ever again. Once you've been through a relationship and lots of stuff has happened like this relationship has cost me a lot of money. And you might say, oh, you're just thinking about money. Well, that's money that my parents gave me. Money that my parents, they had a plan for me. They planned for years, And they knew I had difficulties, so they thought, okay, my son will be okay. But they didn't factor in, like, a woman's going to come, take half your shit because the government says so. I can't stand the government, Can't stand them. It's just not fair. They come into a relationship with nothing. Financially, they don't put any money in. And if you've got that million, boom, they're going to take it. It's not fair. And if you've got kids, they're going to take even more. Like, they ruin you. They just ruin you. So after this, I'm not going to trust a woman. No way. Because it was a woman that did this to me. People might say, yeah, we're not like that. Yeah, you might not be like that, but you can be like an angel. All you have to do is one day change your mind and the government will be on your side. Unless the government changed everything and said, okay, if a woman comes into the relationship with nothing, she leaves with nothing. Or if a man goes into a relationship with a woman who's got money and he's got nothing, he leaves with nothing. That's fair, right? Yeah, then I think a lot of men will be really happy. Well, anyway, yeah, that's my video about cheating. I don't know what to say. Did I really cheat? Or actually, I didn't cheat, because the 18-year-old, the shaved one, I didn't do anything with her. Those two women that couldn't have sex in the first place, I didn't do anything with them. But I did cheat because I kissed them. So that's cheating. Yeah, but actually I didn't have any sexual like, you know, full blown. What's it called? I'm trying to think. It's a long time. But anyway, yeah. So I think cheating does happen, and it happens for a reason. Either the bloke wasn't ready to be married, or wasn't ready to be married with that woman. You know, maybe he had one of those shotgun weddings. I didn't have a shotgun wedding. I call it, I don't know, chopstick wedding. I don't know what's the equivalent in China. It's chopstick. No, I mean cleaver wedding. I don't know. It was a wedding where I had to get married, but not because it would hurt me. It would hurt me mentally and emotionally if I was responsible for the death of that child. And now that child doesn't even talk to me. But anyway, I did the right thing because I didn't want a human being hurt, and I had the chance to save that human being. Yeah, so that's my talk today about cheating. Have I really cheated? Did I cheat or did I not cheat? Even if I had full blown, does it still qualify as cheated? If that person you're with doesn't love you, and then, you know, doesn't do anything with you, is it okay to go outside the marriage? I don't know. To be honest, I don't care anymore. And I don't know if I can trust another woman. Well, I suppose I could, because there's no chance of her taking my money, because by that time I would have been half the man that I used to be financially, and probably everything, physically, mentally. Like these kind of long-term relationships, when they go wrong, they take a lot of who you were. You know, your happiness, your trust for people. Well, not people. I trust men, but I don't trust women. But as I said, you know, if I've got no money, then if someone says, I love you, I don't care about the money, then yeah, that'll be okay. Because I haven't got any money to lose or to give her. Find a rich woman. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, at the moment I'm not going to look for anything really. I have to heal from all this. Yeah, so that's my talk today about cheating. Have you guys ever cheated on a bird, or if you're a lady, you cheated on your husband or boyfriend or partner? And yeah, do you feel guilty about it, or do you feel that maybe she or he didn't love you anyway, and they didn't, you know, that person like filled in a vacuum that wasn't there? I don't know. Sounds bad, I know, cheating, but you'd be cheating yourself if you didn't, maybe. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. Let me know if you guys have gotten into similar difficulties. And yeah, see you guys in another video. Bye.